What's up, everybody? It's Frank from Geek Spot News. We're not going to be live tonight. However, we have a small, special little treat for, I don't know, it's more of a treat for us. We're going to replay the first episode. We're going to repost the first episode that we ever did. We did it over Zoom. It was on January 27th, 2021. It's when we started our journey here with you. Um, we There's no graphics. There's no music coming in and out. It's just me and Jack. A couple minutes before the show, we're talking about our microphones and lighting and stuff. I'm pressed all the way up against the screen. It's incredibly awkward to watch back that episode, but we set a good base for what we wanted to do. So, in honor of our 150th episode, and being that our first episode, we talked about WandaVision episode 1 and 2, it's only fitting that when we come back for episode 151, we're talking about Agatha all along. It's kind of a full circle thing for us. So enjoy the show, and please make sure you comment on how much younger Jack and I look now than we did 3 years ago. Enjoy the show.
One of the black and white, or one of the color snips we saw is that Bewitched house.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that a little bit. I figure we'll save that to the end as usual.
Yeah. No reason we should bury the lead of that woman.
No, I'm gonna start that woman. Trust me. I don't know. This is too much orange on my face. My face is too white, isn't it?
I don't know. How's this look? Is that good?
That's really bright.
Is it just my ring light? Is that all you see?
That's all I see. Is that too blue? That's too blue. How's that? Ooh, look, there's less glow.
Good. I mean, I can definitely see the ring light as your irises.
Yeah. Not blue. Lower it down a little bit. That's as low as I can get it. Yeah, these glasses are awful, and the ring light's literally like right here.
I don't know. I'm on my iPad.
Yeah, I'm thinking about switching to something else, just not now. If I do
Well,
this,
I bought a guitar and I don't like it. Well, I do, but I don't like it enough to have bought it.
Gotcha. Like
so I'm gonna have to pitch. It's
like the TV I just bought, but I love that I spent $2,200 on.
It's one of those two.
It's the one on the right.
Is that one?
Yeah, the one with no hole in the middle.
Yeah. It's smaller than I thought. Like, I knew it was going to be small, but I didn't realize it was going to be that small.
Gotcha.
So it actually hurts my arm to play.
Oh. Did you see I changed the profile picture of the page because I
did to that one
enough?
with the...
Yeah, I figured that
Favreau.
was fitting for now.
Did you get the link I sent you?
I did. What is that?
It's my website.
Oh. What do we do with that?
I was productive today.
Oh. I was not. I barely worked.
Well, I'm gonna add a page to link. I didn't do it yet. I should have. I'm gonna add a page to link this and Kid Talks too.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be all my music stuff and the podcast, and it'll be a one-stop shop for all my stuff, and it cost me like $12 a year.
That's not bad. I had paid for
or $6 a month. $6 a month.
I had paid for one for us. I thought putting a hat on would help the. Nope.
Doesn't do anything with glare.
It doesn't.
Contacts.
Episode
do something.
1. Ooh.
Tell you what, rub Crisco on the outside of your glasses.
That's not going to happen. Then I can't see. I thought you were going to tell me to rub it on my face. I was like, ew. Oops. There
Careful.
we go. Yeah. No, I got a weird setup tonight. Welcome to
I lost my light. Shit.
episode 1. All right, here we go. Live in 3, 2, 1, go. Or something. I don't know. Counting is not my forte. Or
Nope.
pronouncing.
What I'm not even sure what language you just counted in.
I just went with a couple languages
at
once. Language is not my forte, nor is pronouncing people's names. So
Gotcha.
I am going to share this now, public. There we go. And I'm going to take this link. And I'm going to share it over here. Hi, everybody. We'll get some business out of the way at the front of this as soon as we're done sharing our links. And I got to
Share
move.
us to another spot or two, people. I know it's really exciting to watch people stare at their phones to start the
I'm not on
conversation.
My phone. Oh, that's
I am. You're fancy with the computer and stuff. I'm just.
I am. All right, let me get.
And I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. So I'm squinting just to see it.
all
So
the white. Look at all the white screens making the glare even better.
wow.
Yeah, there's a white.
I feel like
there.
I can see into your soul right now, Frank.
You can. It's empty and dark and awful.
I feel like Neuron's there.
Who?
Oh.
Deep Cut? Was he in Friday Night Lights?
Little Legend season. The actor might have been before he got with Constantine. Spoilers for 2 seasons ago.
Neuron.
Legends.
Yes, Neuron. I remember.
Just read the comic book where he killed Wonder Woman.
No.
It's a 24-year ago spoiler.
Oh, she should have died in the last movie.
Wow.
What?
It would have been a much more interesting movie.
Oh. I am very bright, Jolene. There's really not much I can do about that unless I can turn this light off and see how worse it gets. Let's see how worse this gets. Actually, that's not bad.
No, you're still
It's actually
you're
better.
angelic, Frank. When I look at you, I think of an angel.
Look, I wore a white shirt or what? It's kind of gray, so people didn't think I had a freaking Dracula cape on, even though that's awesome to have a Dracula cape. I do own a cloak.
It's not a surprise.
No, it's not.
Do you walk around with your cloak and a staff?
I don't. I do not have a staff yet. My next purchase is an Indiana Jones hat. Because.
Brett, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What?
He needs a Snickers bar. He's really Marsha. It's Marsha in disguise tonight.
I did make my background the Brady house. There's a theme going on here. Oh, shit. So, this is the new show. The Geek Spot News. No longer Nerd Revolution Radio at this point in time. I am a Brady in heart, Matt. Always a Brady at heart.
You're like the cousin Oliver.
I am not the cousin Oliver. I'm the guy that's sneaking in between Carol and Mike.
Oh. Isn't that Greg?
For Mike. Well.
So you're Greg.
No, Greg's for Carol. I'm for Mike.
Feel like Greg batted both ways, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure on that show. Oof. So anyway, this is the newer version of the old show. The show's constantly evolving and going through changes. And you're dark.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for you like it does for me. Like
no, I'll fix that.
Completely in the dark. So this is the new name of the show. Geek Spot News. Danny is mostly busy and can't make Monday nights, so we're gonna Danny's gonna be in when Danny's in, basically. I'll probably know at the last second, because while Jack's in the dark, and you're not calling me. He's gonna call me Oliver forever. That's freaking awful, dude. Thanks, Jack. Thanks for that. So welcome into the new show, episode number 1. Later on, closer to the midway point of the show is when we'll get into the WandaVision stuff. We'll let you know, too. Oh, boy. You could say you're going through a revolution. Oh, boy.
I'm just glad that Brett's going to call you Cousin Oliver from now on.
Oh, you're still dark.
Relax there. I'm getting there.
There you go. Oh, that's so much better than mine. I look like I have this, bright, fat... Okay, never mind. Let's just leave it. Let's just.
How's that? Is that good? Am I good now? Everybody can see me?
Very good. I am shiny, happy people.
You got to do this when you say that.
I hate that band, so no.
Oh, they're so great.
They're awful.
I saw them on the Monster Tour. Michael Stipe used lyrics in every single concert.
I know. I know. And
he was ahead of his time.
Didn't they record a song in the Spectrum bathroom or some shit?
I don't know. They might have.
Oh well. Frank looks like Santa lost weight and wanted to do a podcast. Okay. So oh boy, that's not any better. Anyway, on to the news stuff, because we could sit here and riff on Frank for the next hour, and I'm sure a couple guys in the chat would love that. But anyway, Ghostbusters. Ivan Reitman, who has been secluded because of COVID, traveled to the Sony lot and actually previewed the movie and saw the full thing, and it made him cry.
Oh,
his son said. And his son said that his father said that he was proud that he was his son. So I'm guessing Ivan crying at the movie means that's a good thing for us.
I guess it's probably not the same response that he had. Well, it's probably the same response, but for a different reason than he had at the last Ghostbusters reboot.
I'm sure.
So I feel like that movie made a lot of people cry.
Yeah, it did. We went into that movie a lot in the past. We dug into that quite often.
Yeah.
Kind of like yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. So what's the release date this year?
I don't think there's an actual release date yet.
Okay.
It's one of those.
I know it was I thought it was June this year, isn't it? Didn't they just push it out by a year?
Let's see if I can do some fancy Googling.
Because is that a Sony property, right? Sony?
It is. Release date. Let's see what they say. June 11th, according to this. So a couple months away.
So we'll see. We'll see if everything gets pushed back again by then.
The hat kills the glare off my head, all right? That's what. Mortal Kombat is releasing on April 16th, and they're bringing in a new character. And here's a little synopsis of the character named Cole Young.
Oh,
would have been nice if it was Cole Trickle, but you know.
Yeah. I feel like this is a character from Street Fighter. Then isn't there something like that?
This is like a completely new property or a new character at all.
Okay.
So this is MMA fighter Cole Young is accustomed to taking a beating for money, and he's unaware of his heritage or why Outworld's emperor, now he's the emperor, Shang Tsung, has sent his best warrior, Sub-Zero, to hunt Cole down. Fearing for his family's safety, Cole goes in search of Sonya Blade at the direction of Jax, a special forces major who bears the same strange dragon marking Cole was born with. Soon he finds himself at the temple of Lord Raiden, an elder god and the protector of Earthrealm, who grants sanctuary to those who bear the mark. Here, Cole trains with experienced warriors Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and rogue mercenary Kano, that's new, as he prepares
the rogue mercenary part?
Yeah. As he prepares to stand with Earth's greatest champions against the enemies of Outworld in a high-stakes battle for the universe. But will Cole be pushed hard enough to unlock his arcana, the immense power from within his soul, in time to save not only his family, but to stop Outworld once and for all? Sounds like there's actually a plot this time.
But the second one had a plot.
Did it?
I mean, I enjoyed the old ones. I thought they were fun.
I enjoyed the first one.
The
was
second
the first
one,
the one where they all ended like in the pose.
Yeah, but I thought the second one was a lot more fun. The second one, you got a lot more Raiden, and you were in Outworld a lot more.
Yeah.
Before he went to Black Lightning.
Right. What? Who was Raiden in the second one?
The guy. He's on Black Lightning.
It looks like my hat has a cape. I hate everybody. You want me to take the hat off? Look, I'll take the hat off. Here you go.
Wow.
There you go. Is there no cape now? How's that? Is that better? There's no cape? I do still have a cape, though. It's the Secret Labs chair.
Wow. So I enjoyed the first two movies. It was the guy who played in every movie back then. He's the tailor on Black Lightning. You never watched Black Lightning, though.
No.
No. You can look him up. Somebody in the chat knows who he is. Totally shouldn't have been Raiden, by the way, like in any way, shape, or form. But I enjoyed those old ones. I don't need a plot for this movie. I just need like a big tournament style fight, like a blood sport.
Yeah. I'm not ignoring it. I'm ignoring that. While you look that name up, here's news that actually nobody saw coming, but we're probably shouldn't be shocked at this. Young Guns 3 with Emilio Estevez has been teased by screenwriter John Fusco, who wrote the first two movies. He's dead.
Fair.
Isn't he?
Well, look.
I mean,
he could be or he could not be.
It's the chair.
Look,
they were guilty pleasures for me. I loved the Young Guns movies.
They were great. I played Blaze of Glory. I like to flash back to that so much. It was James Renard or Remar.
The name sounds familiar.
You'd know him. He was from the Warriors. He was Ajax in the Warriors.
Oh, okay.
He was in the Cotton Club, 48 Hours, Sex and the City,
48 Hours.
Dexter.
I saw. So far, 48 Hours is the only thing you've mentioned that I saw.
Dexter.
Yeah, 48 Hours.
Tales from the Dark Side. You'd know him if you saw him. He's been
was
in
Eddie and the
everything.
Cruisers in Tales from the Dark Side?
He looks just like the guy from Eddie and the Cruisers, but it's not him. You'd know him if you saw him. You'd be like, "Oh, that guy. He's been in everything." Because he's been in like
I think I know
200 things.
But
yeah, he shouldn't have been Raiden, but he was Raiden. But right. we're past that now. I'm sorry, I was catching up.
That's fine. No, we're on Young Guns now.
Yeah. Which did you see the Mighty Ducks trailer?
No.
The new Mighty Ducks trailer actually looks fun, and Emilio Estevez hasn't aged at all.
No, there's something like him, Paul Rudd, and there's like one or two others that just don't.
Charlie Sheen only aged because
of the HIV.
Yeah, because he's not always feeling great, but he really hasn't aged much either.
He stopped taking the tiger's blood, so
yeah,
maybe that's what gave it to him.
It's probably the hookers that gave it to him.
Probably. Yeah, the hookers and cocaine.
One of those will get you every time.
Yeah.
So but I'm down for Youngbloods 3. Do you bring back Lou Diamond Phillips?
Well, the screenwriter posted a picture of a poster. Looked like it was another fan made poster because they're awesome. But it had all of the original stars, and he hashtagged them all. And yes, the Gilmore Girls. Laura, what the hell's her name?
Lorelai?
No, the one that's in Mighty
Is that
Ducks.
Gossip Girl? That's Gossip Girl.
Nope, it's Gilmore Girls.
That's Gilmore Girls. Yeah, Lorelai.
Yeah,
Lauren Graham.
Is that it? That's it, Lauren Graham. Yes, she's the coach, right? She's the new coach of the Ducks.
No, she's the new mom.
She's the new mom, and
that goes to find a coach.
Right, because ducks fly together.
Well, no, the new ducks are all bullies.
They're not flying together.
So she wants to form a new team of all the kids that don't know how to play.
Gotcha. Nicole Kidman is in talks to star in a Lucille Ball biopic.
Okay.
It's called Being the Ricardos, being written and directed by Aaron Sorkin.
There'll be some interesting writing. I suppose that'll be darker than.
Well, I actually have a rundown of it. They're looking at Javier Bardem to play Desi Arnaz. That's pretty good casting. Yeah, that's what I was getting at, Brett. Emilio's kind of like the Hawks coach now, right? And then he has to find himself.
He's the Ducks coach again because he's not coaching anymore. He's retired.
Oh, okay.
He's going to come back. She wants him to come back, and the Ducks are now the Hawks.
Gotcha.
And he's got to start a new team to play with the.
Gotcha. So it's
the Outcasts.
It's the same movie again, basically.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but it's a series now.
I'm in, though. I'm in.
It's like Cobra Kai on ice.
Gotcha.
It's the Cobra Kai escapades. It'll be great.
Okay, I'm in for that. Yeah, Aaron Sorkin directed. So the premise of this movie, it says, Being the Ricardos will not only focus on Lucy and Desi's life as a married couple, but what it was like for them behind the scenes of I Love Lucy and how working together impacted their marriage. The weird part of this whole thing is the film is going to take place over one production week, starting from the Monday table read up until the Friday live performance. During the film, the couple will endure high-stake crises that could end their careers and marriage. Like that's an interesting take, is to just take 1 week out of their life to kind of like go through the highs and lows, I guess, of.
Does it say where this is? Is this going to be a movie or is this like a HBO Max?
It doesn't say. It just says that it's going to be a biopic. So I'm guessing.
Because I feel like Warner Brothers owns Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Speaking of Nicole Kidman, and you might have this later on in the rundown, but she's doing a bunch of stuff like that. She might be getting cast in a movie as the Queen. They might be making a show about the Queen.
A
spinoff from Aquaman with Nicole Kidman.
Actually, I did not have that, but I did remember reading it.
So that could be exciting. I mean, she looked great in the first part. So I'd like to see her closer to that first part than towards the end. So
yeah, no, I'm all for it.
That'd be great. I think I think she'll do well as Lucy. I haven't seen her try and pull off Cometon comedic stuff in quite a while.
What about Days of Thunder 2?
Wow.
No?
I don't think she and Tom are allowed in the same room.
I don't
Because then
so.
the aliens will come and take her away.
Right. I don't know if Fulton's going to be back, but I can't imagine he's doing anything else right now.
But I don't know how it'll be for Javier Bardem and off and on comedic role with it.
Yeah,
I think that'll be interesting.
They didn't say actually either one of them are in it. But he's kind of being eyed and she's being talked to, and you know, they're just going to banter about how Mike can't hit the net in hockey at the moment in the chat.
I would take Antonio Banderas in there. I think he's got the versatility to pull off.
What about? I mean, he's hot as hell. What about? I guess Pedro can't do it, right?
No, I just saw another movie with Pedro. Speaking of that, we didn't chit chat because I was in the dark.
Yeah, you were.
But I just watched We Can Be Heroes this weekend.
Is that the
with Pedro? One? It is. My son wanted to watch it. Well, it's the sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, that's it.
It was fantastic.
Yeah,
super fun. It's there's a world with all these adult heroes, including Shark Boy and Lava Girl. They're called the Heroics, like the Justice League. Right. They all get captured, and their kids are the next generation that has to come up and figure out a way to save the day.
Well, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
But super fun, like super fun power sets they did, like not the same old stuff. And yeah, I enjoy a sequel. Pedro Pascal got to not be Max Lord or the Mandalorian, so it was nice seeing him in a
right.
You know,
seeing his face.
Yeah. And with a mustache, because no mustache Pedro is no bueno.
No.
The Maxwell Lord look is not his thing.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking something up real fast. Liam Neeson is going to retire from action movies after a couple more films sometime in 2021. He said his age is the primary reason.
He's 68, right?
Yeah, he's old.
I mean, given how many movies he puts out a year, he probably has time, if he retires this year, to film 6 more movies.
Right. And how many Force Ghost chit-chats can he have with Obi-Wan on Tatooine, you know?
That's true.
I mean, he just said he's stopping action movies. He didn't say he was stopping acting.
No, which is fine. But, I mean, he didn't become an action star till he was 60.
Right.
Until his wife passed away.
Right. And Harrison Ford is still being an action star, isn't he? Kind of.
We'll see.
He's going to be in Indiana Jones. Yes.
Yeah, we'll see if he's still an action star.
Gina Torres. You know who Gina Torres is?
I do know Gina Torres. She's on 911, whatever country state that is now.
She was also in one of the Matrix movies?
Firefly and Suits and
right. Well, she's talking about the Matrix movies here, and she is confused as to how some of the dead are returning in a new sequel. So here's her quote, and tell me what you think of this quote. Not to be bitter or anything, but the people that are actually in the movie, I believe, died, and the people that aren't didn't die. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm so curious about what they're going to do with this and what's their jumping off point and what story they want, because it just felt like they told it. Bitter? Because she wasn't asked back, maybe?
She might be. I mean, she's got some reasons to be bitter right now. She just had a big spinoff from Suits that called Pearson. Ooh. It was her against the crime-ridden government of Chicago. It was not great. I mean, the pilot was okay, but the show did not do well.
No. You think Liam Neeson has rom-com chops? Think he could take?
He has. Isn't he in one of those Love Actuallys or somethings?
I don't know. I only watch him when he's shooting shit.
Yeah, I mean, he only had a career for 45 years before that.
Right, that nobody remembers.
Because he and Helen Mirren dated in the 70s.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a little hottie back then.
Look.
And now. You know that off-road for a second, speaking of off-road, do you know that Helen Mirren is actually doing her own driving stunts in the next Fast and the Furious movie?
That's not a surprise.
That's awesome.
She's insane.
Yeah. They put her in they put her in one, and she was probably like, "When do I get to drive? Why is my part this small? When do I get to drive?
Absolutely.
Put me in a car." Hasbro is in the process of developing a TV series based on the fantasy tabletop role-playing game Dungeons and Dragons, and they've tapped the creator and writer of the action-heavy John Wick franchise, Derek Kolstad, to write and produce the show. There is no network, no stars, no director, nothing has been announced yet, but they want to make a live-action series, and they're going to get this guy to write it.
I think that's tough, man. Like, it's a great property. Obviously, we both like the property.
Yes.
But the joy of the property is being in it yourself.
Yeah. No, Brad, I can't buy tickets because it's going to be a TV series.
But is getting to take part and take ownership over the characters, which when you just make a warrior and a magic user and a cleric and a paladin in the show, it's like, oh, I've seen this one.
Yep.
Unless they go like a Forgotten Realms or like a Dragonlance.
There's actually a Reddit page that goes through Dragonlance casting constantly, and we're gonna go total nerd for a second, like total nerd. They have a whole thing on, and they constantly update it on who they think should cast in it. That was one of my first fantasy series that I read. Actually, I'm sorry. It was. What was
there? You go. Big Show as a rogue. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'm in it. Hold on. It was the.
Is it Sturm Undragon? Is that who you're talking about?
No, not me. It was the Harper Hall trilogy by Anne McCafferty it was the first one that I read.
Oh, so she's the one that did the. I actually have one of her books right over there on my shelf, I think.
Yeah.
She did Perth or
Perth
somewhere. Yeah. Perth, right? Yeah.
Yep, that's the same planet. That's
Dragonlance?
Yeah. No. I said the first series I read was the Harper Hall trilogy.
Oh,
that
gotcha.
McCafferty wrote. Dragonlance was one of the first Dungeons and Dragons books that I read, like the Dragonlance series.
Yeah, back in the late '80s, early '90s, DC actually did a run where they did a Dragonlance series in the comics and a Forgotten Realms series and a regular D&D series. They were fantastic.
Right.
Like super well. They got kind of after like their initial campaign.
Yeah.
They got kind of out there, but like that I'd be into.
Oh, I would totally. Yeah, I don't want it generic.
So hopefully they pull from that.
Yeah, I don't want to see it generic. I want to see it, not like that wonderful movie. Actually, the movie wasn't that bad, and it wasn't good, but it wasn't that bad, was it?
No, but I mean, they're capitalizing on The Witcher.
Wasn't Jeremy Irons the bad guy in that?
Jeremy Irons was in there, and the chick from American Beauty. One
of the Wayans was the rogue.
I think there was. I think it was Sean was in that, right?
Yeah.
Or was it Marlon? No, it was Marlon.
Marlon. So in this little snippet, sales have risen 20% from 2019 to 2020 on Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
It's not a surprise.
Well, everybody's home, so what else are they going to
do? And Stranger Things.
Yes, So it says popular shows like Stranger Things and the success of live stream series like Critical Role, general awareness of and interest in the classic game is rising. So that's neat.
Yeah, what's her name does a show? The chick from Daredevil and True Blood. She does a Dungeon Dragon show. No.
Anna Paquin?
No. She was not in Daredevil. The redhead.
Oh, the red hair.
Yeah.
I know who you mean.
She does a show where she live streams Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Oh.
And I've heard Critical Role is a bunch of voice actors.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be really good. I heard about that show. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but
yeah. The Battlestar Galactica reboot is really going forward, and they're talking about having an unusual release schedule.
I'm stoked for this.
I'm excited for. I want to see how they're gonna do it, and are they gonna rehash the same plot, or are they gonna put it in a different part of that universe and tell a different story, leading to the same conclusion?
Yeah, I think they're gonna. He doesn't want to touch what's been told, from what I've read.
Okay.
So it's going to be in a different. I mean, look, it's a big universe, right?
Yep. Supposedly.
Like you can tell stories. There's other people besides just that.
Yeah.
Ship, because they brought that in. What was the one spinoff they did? Capricorn.
Caprica.
Yeah.
And
but they did another one, right?
No, they did
no, they
Caprica
did
was like a
the movie.
and a half. Oh, Razor.
Right. So I mean, but you could do something like that and have
Right.
another ship on a
Right.
similar journey. You know what I mean?
Razor was the Battlestar Pegasus, and Caprica was before the TV show happened.
Caprica is the planet.
Yeah, Caprica was the prequel of how basically them making the Cylons. So the idea that Mike Leslie is the showrunner and they're showrunning and came up with the pilot. The idea he had was, he said, we may dump 3 episodes in a row because it's a 3-episode long battle sequence that needs to be dropped in a row, even though there are 3 signifying chapters. Maybe each chapter is switching a point of view in that battle sequence. There may be a 20-minute episode that's the backstory of one of the characters that gets dropped right after that. So they're not gonna release like WandaVision and Marvel shows and Star Wars are doing 1 a week, and then shows like The Boys and Cobra Kai are dropping it all in your lap.
No, but Boys depends on the season. No, The Boys dropped 3, and then it was weekly.
Right.
No, maybe not this season. Last season, no, it was. They did weekly this year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the series. I mean, when we get to WandaVision, we'll talk about, I think, the importance of releasing your streaming service shows in a way that tells the story right.
Okay.
Because we'll get there. Yeah. I have thoughts on WandaVision.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some, but I have a tiny small bit of DC news. The only thing I have for DC news is that Justice League is now confirmed by Zack Snyder to not be a 4-part miniseries. It's not going to be 4 one-hour episodes. It's going to be 1 4-hour movie.
That just makes sense from an editing standpoint, right?
I guess I would rather have seen him break it up into 2 2-hour movies. That would make a little bit more sense.
But then you have to create an ending. Right? So you have to have like a natural story flow for 2 hours.
Right.
And come to a conclusion there to have that make sense for the viewer. You can't tell half a story and then the other half of the story. That's just not how TV and that's not how those things work. So he just said, screw you. I just want to tell I want to tell it this way. I don't want to piece it out and have to make up a cliffhanger here and a cliffhanger there.
Right. Yeah, I didn't even have the Nicole Kidman stuff, so I have like nothing else. Hi, Courtney. How you doing? Thanks.
Well, I mean, there's other big news we'll talk about at some point. Batwoman premiered last night.
Okay. I was going to lead off with Batwoman. I was going to start the show off with Batwoman. I'll jump into it now and tell you.
Spoilers.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it, but at the same time, I missed the last maybe 4 or 5 episodes last season. Look, if you haven't watched Batwoman, this is a complete spoiler thing. I didn't realize the dumb plot centered around a piece of kryptonite is the only thing that can penetrate the bat suit. Are you kidding me with that shit?
Yeah, and it happens to be they got the kryptonite from during Crisis.
Oh God!
And Alice changed Tommy's face.
Yeah, that I saw.
To look like Bruce Wayne. We did that last season.
That I saw.
I mean, that entire story arc already wrapped up.
Yeah. Lucius Fox is an idiot.
Yes.
Is it Lucius? It is Lucius.
Right?
Luke Fox is an idiot. How do the hairs on the back of your neck not stand up when he doesn't open up the thing himself? When he stops and stares at the pearls and he doesn't open it up himself? How the hell does he not figure it out right then and there?
Right. And we also get this fake Bruce Wayne realizes there's a Batmobile hiding in the Batcave.
Right. I like the Batmobile.
That they didn't know about.
Batmobile
was cool.
Yes,
it got beaten a little easy. Hopefully you know why? Because Ryan doesn't ride a motorcycle.
Right.
So they needed a car for it.
Right. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. And I actually am going to go on the hunt for that model van because that van outran the Batmobile. And I think I need that in my repertoire.
Well, so for people that didn't watch Batwoman, so Ruby Rose left the show.
Yes.
We started off this season with our new lead, Ryan Wilder, who lives in a van down by the river.
She really does live in a van down by the river. This isn't. I'm mad I didn't get to throw that line out there, but
I've been saving it since last night. And she has a rough past, but happens to be particularly proficient in Muay Thai and martial arts, but is unemployed and doesn't have a job and has been through the prison system and had parents that died because it's required.
Right.
And Batman Gotham story arcs that your parents died tragically. And then her adoptive mother was killed.
Yep.
And she was blamed for it and went to prison.
Yep.
And it just happens because I guess she's only aged 3 or 4 years.
Yep.
Is what it seems like from then. Because Alice's gang is the one that killed her parent, her foster mother.
Look,
and she wants to go after Alice, and luckily a plane crashed.
Kate Kane's plane.
With the Batsuit just hanging out.
Right.
Because I feel like it would make sense for these superheroes with millions of dollars to fly commercial.
Right.
With their special equipment and suits.
No, it was a private plane.
Nope.
Yeah, it was. It was the
nope.
Wayne yeah, it was.
Nope.
It was the Wayne private plane.
It was not.
It was. He said so. Fox
No, because
so.
she was delayed on the commercial flight.
Right. So she chartered a plane. It was a small plane that crashed. It wasn't a big plane.
It didn't look like a big plane.
No, it was just, it was a small. Look, I can't watch the whole season, okay? And now that there's no crossover, there's just no point.
No, they did announce that. There's more DC news, right? They canceled the crossover.
There is. They canceled the crossover because of the vid.
In about a month, we get the 2-hour premiere of Superman and Lois.
That I'll watch the first one also.
Yeah. I'll watch Batwoman next week. I mean, we tied up most of a season of plot lines because conveniently in this one, either Kate or Alice also tells everybody that Kate Kane was Batwoman.
Yep.
By the end of the episode. So everybody knows. So now there's a new Batwoman. So, oh my God, who's this going to be? And let's bring her into the circle because she's scrappy.
Yep.
And fits all the criteria of Kate Kane, where she's also a lesbian.
Yep.
And has a troubled past and doesn't like authority and wants to kill Alice. So she's really just the same character.
Right.
Not good.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
But I'll happily give you a 2-minute review every week of how amazing the show is.
Probably am not going to watch it every week. I'll just read the Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. I mean, maybe next week I'll give it one more.
Well, just wait, because next she's going to be in a love triangle with Mary and the other chick.
Julia?
No,
Pennyworth?
not Pennyworth. The other one. Kate's ex.
Mary?
No, Kate's ex.
Oh, I thought that was. Oh wait, Mary. Oh, I can't keep track.
Mary's the sister who all of a sudden runs the entire operation.
She does. I hate her. I really don't like her at all. I don't like the character.
So really, everybody, we're saying you should really hate watch Batwoman with us.
Yes.
And we can all talk about it.
Yes, please.
If enough people want to hate watch it with us, we are more than happy to have the conversation and bring you in on it, like we did most of last year.
Yeah, we totally will.
2 years ago now. Oh God.
Yeah. On that other show. So in the Marvel universe, again, we're not at WandaVision just yet. We're getting there. Anthony Mackie had a meeting with the heads of Marvel, and he knows everything that's happening in Phase 4. They told him everything. Tom Holland reportedly was nowhere near the state when this happened.
I don't know if I feel good about Anthony Mackie knowing.
Anthony Mackie says, this phase is very different than the first phase. There are a lot of interesting characters that they're bringing to life and a lot of different things that will be happening that people won't expect. I'm excited to see the audience's reactions to everything. So he knows everything that's going to happen in Phase 4. How soon before he screws this up?
What are the odds they really told him everything for Phase 4, though?
I don't know.
Or did they tell him the entire wrong plot for Phase 4?
Right. That could be funny. Matt Damon has reportedly arrived in Australia to quarantine to film Thor 4. He does not have a known title at this time or role. But he is reportedly quarantining with Chris Hemsworth or around Chris Hemsworth.
Well, so we had him. He was in Ragnarok.
He was fake Loki.
He could be Balder. Would be great.
He could.
To introduce him as that character. I talked about a couple weeks ago. That'd be great.
Him and Christian Bale have good chemistry. I finally got to finish Ford vs. Ferrari. Great movie.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie.
So that's interesting. I mean, there's not too many people left for Marvel to hire into one of their movies.
No, which is going to be interesting because they have a lot of movies to cast now. between the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. It's a lot of characters.
Yep. Ethan Hawke has been cast as the main villain in Moon Knight with no known role yet. Hopefully he kills Oscar Isaac in episode 1 for you.
God, I hope so. Or maybe he just replaces him. Or maybe they split it, because, I mean, Moon Knight's a multiple personality, right? Split personalities.
Right.
So maybe that's how we do it, and we get one more person and the three of them split the lead role. That'd be great.
There was a report that came out that Chris Evans was coming back as Captain America. Then Chris Evans tweeted out a shrug. And
news to me. Yeah.
If he comes back, I don't see him coming back as a current Captain America. I see him maybe filling in older movies, filling in roles, and maybe like the way Robert Downey Jr. did, where he'll pop up here, or like the way he was in Spider-Man. He kind of for a little.
Well, but who knows? I mean, we don't know when any of these movies are set.
True. But
like the Eternals is going to span thousands of years, so
right. So he could pop up in that as old Cap, like older.
He could,
not
obviously
current.
He could pop up in the multiverse.
Correct. He could.
As the Human Torch.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be some Inception level shit.
You pop in on that Fantastic Four, and you see all the different Fantastic Fours.
So we're bringing Jessica Alba back?
So you have, well, why wouldn't you?
I'm okay with it.
So you have Michael B. Jordan and Chris Evans.
Yep.
Run into each other.
Yep.
Michael Chiklis and that other scrawny kid.
The one that married
Jamie something.
He married Kate Mara.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. They had a baby.
Oh, I hate him.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah.
So WandaVision. If you haven't seen WandaVision yet, I would dip out for probably the next 20 minutes or so. We're gonna bat the ball back and forth on this one. I'll give you 10 seconds to dip out, come back.
You should change your background back to the last one for the WandaVision talk.
I actually was going to do that and forgot to do it. So here is my WandaVision background. No, that's the couch. We don't want the couch on here right now. That's a throne. There we go. All right.
There you go.
So this is my WandaVision background. This is actually the Bewitched background. Since they actually mirrored that show.
What do you think, Frank?
I was going to ask you that. I really enjoyed it. I got what they're going for. Now, I didn't read the comics, and I know you probably did, right?
This isn't based on anything specifically.
No, but you know more of the comic background for some of this stuff than I do.
Yeah, I mean, I know the characters well.
Right. I thought that they really nailed what they were going for. They were definitely going for that old 50s and 60s sitcom-y thing. Matter of fact, director Matt Shackman sat down with Dick Van Dyke and got advice on how to get the tone set right for the first few episodes. And they shot the first couple in front of a live audience.
Mm-hmm. I think the first two, right?
2 or 3 maybe. So that's not canned laughter that you're getting. That's like real laughter from a real audience.
Right, with the signs that say, hey, laugh now.
Yeah, right. The big light up signs. I thought it was I said amazing in a Facebook post, and a lot of the people that replied back didn't see it the same way, didn't like it as much. They're not on board for it yet. What did you think of it?
So I watched with my wife.
Right.
She's seen all the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't have blind faith that Marvel's going to get there.
Gotcha.
Right? As I think, I feel like this was Marvel going, look, we can do whatever we want and you're going to watch. Yeah. You're going to give us as much rope as we want to take, right?
Yep.
And you're going to trust us to get there. And I don't know that that's as true as they think it is. So, I mean, we watched the first 2 episodes. The whole entire time she was like, I don't understand what's going on. Why am I watching a 50s sitcom for an hour?
See,
I was like, that's fair.
Yeah. I had a couple people tell me that they hated Catherine Hahn. Like, hated her. I thought she was one of the best pieces of it.
She was perfect to the role that she was supposed to play.
Yes.
And I think her role will change as the wacky neighbor role changed over the course of 60 years of TV.
Yep.
Now, by that same token, I thought that it was great to see the actors get to stretch out into these different, things that we've seen them for.
Yep.
But I also, if it wasn't Marvel, I would not keep watching the show.
No, I wouldn't either. I definitely wouldn't. Only because I'm curious to see where it hits as we go further.
But this smacks to me of like, if I watch this on a network, right?
Yeah.
I would stop because I know it wouldn't finish the season.
Yeah. Like Batwoman?
No, like all of the other shows that like NBC picks. Like they have another one coming out this year. Deliverance or something, more comets falling from the sky. I'm like, that looks great, but it's going to get canceled before they ever get to the point.
Right.
And that's what this show feels like to me. Like, huge mystery. I know we'll get there.
Yep, but are you going to get the time?
And it's so, and with the episode discussion from earlier, right, from where Battlestar Galactica is dropping these 3. So, to critics, they dropped the first 3 of WandaVision.
Right.
Because apparently that's when things start moving.
Is the 3rd.
Right. So why, if they do that for critics, why wouldn't you do that for the viewer?
Well, yeah, that was something I was thinking of. Is this type of a show, because there's such a mystery to it? They're trying to spoon feed it to you, and they want you to keep. Obviously, they want you to keep logging into their app. They want you to keep watching on their thing. But wouldn't this particular show, the way it is, be better? Maybe drop half of it at once.
Right. Give me that journey all at once.
Right.
Like, don't make me wait another week to watch another non-plot moving sitcom.
Right. Because apparently the episodes are gonna get longer as they go a little bit.
It's supposed to end in like an all-out action movie, apparently.
Right. So I pulled up a thing about the Easter eggs, because obviously I was looking for everything that I could. And I'll run through some of the ones that this site found, and you can tell me if I'm missing anything off the top here. But I got the indestructible head. I got that right away.
Right.
Where she hits him with the plate, and he said indestructible head, and in Endgame his head, or Infinity War, his head got ripped apart. That was cute. The toaster, obviously, the Stark toaster.
Right.
With the repulsor sound. Now, go ahead.
No,
you had a thought.
No. I'm going to let you finish your thing on the toaster.
Some of the thoughts were that some of these things were memories that were like bad memories to her. Like
right. So,
Stark.
but both commercials, right?
Correct.
So your first commercial is reminiscent of the toaster represents the bomb that they sat there pinned down, her and her brother, not moving, and all they saw was the word Stark.
Yep.
Waiting for it to explode.
Yep.
And did you notice how long it took, and they looked oddly at each other?
Yeah, it took a while.
Like, right, but the two people there were like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Is it going to go?
Yep.
And that same trepidation, right?
And it looked like a face. The toaster looked like a face. Like,
I'll have to watch that part again. I didn't see that. Is it supposed to be Ultron?
I don't know. It's got 2 eyes, and then the button that you push down is down here where the mouth would be. At the end of the first episode, you see the sword logo.
Right.
Which, we figured that too. I didn't catch if any of the names were maybe sword agents.
No, none of the names really mean anything except for one of them is from Spider-Man Homecoming.
Okay.
Abe something.
Abe Froman?
No.
No.
The Sausage King of Chicago?
No.
No. It's similar. It's a similar name. I looked at that and was like, is that the Sausage King of Chicago?
So a funny thing I saw posted in a podcast group, like I'm in like 2 or 3 Facebook podcast groups. They used a Rodecaster. They had a Rodecaster on the desk. That's what that little device was, right to the right of the TV. I want one of them, but they're like $600. In episode 2, you see the Iron Man colored helicopter in color.
Right. It was the first thing that she saw, right? Yep. Which was weird.
In the bushes with the sword logo on it.
Right.
But it's also red and yellow, Iron Man colors.
Right.
Towards the end of episode 2, the logo appears of the man who appeared climbing out of a maintenance hole was not Sword.
It was Sword.
Was it? Are you sure?
The logo on the back of his uniform was Sword.
Right. And in Marvel, Sword stands for Sentient World Observation and Response Department.
It's the space version of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Correct.
That's all.
But wasn't it something else in the comics? Sword meant the S was another word in the comics, wasn't it? Or was
I don't know.
Sentient? Yeah.
It's the space. I mean, do you know what S.H.I.E.L.D. stood for?
The Strategic Homeland Intervention and
Espionage Logistics Division.
Yeah.
So you knew Sword, but I mean, you might have it in front of you. That's my guess.
What, the Sentient? Oh yeah, yes. That's right in front of me. There's no way I knew that off the top of my head.
Yeah, that was a later creation.
But that's also the same thing that they teased at the end of Far From Home with Samuel Jackson.
Yes. And Captain Marvel is closely tied to Sword.
Right. And Geraldine in WandaVision is actually Monica Rambeau. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and it seems like she has ties to Sword. I mean, that character, and just in the chat real quick, Joseph, thanks man, enjoyed the show. He hopes the next episode dials up the action though. 100% agree on that.
Who's Pennywise?
and Matt thought it was Pennywise.
Thanks, Matt.
Climbing out of the sewer. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But so Monica Rambeau, so the character of Captain Marvel, she was Captain Marvel in the 80s.
Right.
And her powers were different. She was like able to travel at the speed of light. Was her? She was super fast and could fly.
Mm-hmm.
And had like light where she could shoot light. She actually led the Avengers for a while.
Okay.
In the 80s. It was a great character, and they redid her as Photon when Carol Danvers came back, because Carol Danvers in the comics was out in outer space as a character called Binary for a while after Rogue took her powers.
Gotcha.
And then they reinvented all that, and I forget what Monica Rambeau's name is now in the comics, but it's not Captain Marvel or Photon. But yeah, so she has a long history, and like I said, at one point she led the Avengers for 3 or 4 years.
Didn't everybody lead the Avengers at some point?
I mean, Dr. Druid led after her. So, yeah.
So during the opening of the second episode, the one that resembles the opening from Bewitched, right as Vision is phasing through the floor, we see the helmet of an iconic Marvel villain, the Grim Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
I missed these things because they were pretty fast. The Grim Reaper again appears, this time alongside some of the children on Agnes's brooch. This is a reference to Wanda and Vision's children from the comics.
Right. So yeah, there was a stretch in the West Coast Avengers back same era in the late 80s.
Right.
Luckily, all these people that make these shows are about my age, so they all read the same comics back in the 80s that I did.
Perfect.
So every movie that we've had for the last 10 years is stories from the late 80s, mid 90s in comics for the most part. And yeah, they had kids, but the kids were actually a sliver. They're the devil character in Marvel Comics is called Mephisto.
Right. That's heavily being teased.
Yeah, and the kids were shards of Mephisto's soul that Wanda grabbed onto and created beings out of.
So the Grim Reaper is Wonder Man's brother with who Wanda was romantically involved before Vision was created.
And Wonder Man's been teased in the MCU.
Yep.
Wonder Man was Nathan Fillion in a commercial at the end of Guardians 1.
Really?
Yes. They had a movie poster for Wonder Man.
Oh.
Simon, I forget what his last name is in it. But in the comic books, he was like an omega-powered guy who super strong, could fly fast, all those things. And he died, and his brain pattern is what Vision was built off of.
Okay.
It was a combination of him with the body of the original Human Torch from the 1940s, which was an android. And that's who Vision was created off of. And Grim Reaper was his brother.
So this is one of those, this is what is Monica Rambeau doing there? Because you remember when they actually introduced her, she was hesitant on giving her name, and she had no idea what she was doing there.
Right. She said her name was Geraldine.
Right.
And she said, I don't know why I'm here, which we've seen in previews.
Yep.
She's going to continue to say, right? Like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
Right. Is Agnes actually Agatha Harkness?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, that's been teased enough. And in the preview or the credits for episode 2, in the background, you got Bova Milk.
Yep, Bova Milk. I saw
which
that.
Bova in the comics was the like a cow creature that actually raised Wanda and Pietro after Magneto abandoned them and their mother died. They were raised by a cow. And all the characters in that where they were raised were all like animal based, so there was lions and all that stuff. But it was a cow that raised them. That was Bova, and then next to that in the credits was posters for Aggie's or Auntie A's something, and that was the Agatha Harkness reference.
We had the Strucker watch, Baron von Strucker, who basically created them in the Marvel Universe, right?
He awakened their powers, I think, is the way they're going with.
Okay.
Because they had tried on many, many people, and those two were the ones that survived the process.
Right.
Her and her brother.
Do you think we'll see Pietro?
I mean, if she's creating a world, which it seems like that's what she's doing, right? She's creating an idyllic world. I don't know why we wouldn't have already had him.
Right. Wanda's pregnant at the end of episode 2.
Yeah, moving right along with her. Yeah.
They really just went, boop, there you go, you're pregnant. Let's see. And
now later on, they had her have 2 other kids in the comics, but I haven't gotten there in my catching up with Marvel. I'm still catching up with all my DC stuff that I missed out on for 25 years. So and her kids joined the Young Avengers.
In one of the previews, in the trailer, they showed her and Vision in color with kids. So,
right,
2 babies. I'm sure. I think there's a whole bunch of other stuff that definitely got missed. I like to do that biggest questions thing at the end. Who's in control of Westview? Now, is it like a Truman Show kind of a thing, do you think? Like, is she being held somewhere and this is what she's created, or is she just somewhere and this is what she's created? My original thought before the show came out and when they first announced all this was that her grief over Vision was so much that she creates this reality, and that's why Doctor Strange has to get involved, because she's screwing up our reality, basically.
Maybe, but then who's watching her on a TV screen, right? Well, that's the weird part, right?
Right. That's the only thing that doesn't make sense is how are they watching her? Is this a controlled environment? Because when the beekeeper guy came up, she reversed him out of there. Like
she said no and rewound.
Right.
Right, which is why I think it's all in her head.
And there was another thing that she basically tried to kill Vision's boss in the first episode when he was choking, and nobody moved to help him until she said, "Vision, help him." Like the wife was stuck. She wasn't able to move. So all she could do was yell at him.
Deborah Jo Rupp was fantastic, by the way.
I love her.
She hasn't aged a day.
Did I see Bob Newhart at the beginning of this episode?
I don't think so.
I swear to God,
maybe.
I thought I saw Bob Newhart walking out of the office, like as a quick blink and you'll miss it. She probably is a schizophrenic at this point, but the grief from the loss of her brother, her lover, everything that's happened to her. Because if you remember back in Endgame, she would have killed Thanos right then and there if it wasn't for those missiles.
Yeah, I feel like we're in a Wizard of Oz scenario, right, where she's in some kind of either coma or some kind of dreamlike state, and they're monitoring her brain and just turning into the pictures, right, so they can see her. But I feel like the people that are around her is what she's taking, because we don't know what happened to Monica since Captain Marvel. We don't know if she's a scientist, if she's just a government agent, like what's her story since then, right? Odds are she went up through the military, because her mom is diehard military, right? So that's a good chance. And all these people are coming in and out of the room where Wanda's being kept, and she's just putting them in. Because the one, the head of the neighborhood group, she is from what, Buffy, right? Or yes. Angel or something?
Yeah, she was from Buffy. Yeah.
So, but and yeah, to like Matt was saying about the schizophrenic piece, like if she is, what happens when you? It's very Legion-esque. I know you didn't watch Legion. Add that to your list.
Yes.
But what happens when basically gods of with superpowers have mental issues?
Right.
Like what does that do to the rest of us?
Yeah. How is Vision alive in this? Is this now? One thing we don't know is how strong Wanda actually really is in terms of the MCU. So, is this all in her mind, or did she somehow actually resurrect him? She had the power to destroy the stone. She had the power to actually bring him back from the dead in some kind of weird way.
Well, honestly, I mean, we don't know. We know that he had the stone ripped out and was just, on the ground there, but like we don't know how much Shuri actually did. And then Shuri was gone for 5 years.
Right.
Like everybody that could have done anything was gone.
Yep.
And it's I mean, other than the experiences he had with Wanda then, which you would think uploaded somewhere.
Yeah.
He was just a combination of Jarvis and Tony Stark's kind of brain pattern. So you would think there's a backup somewhere.
And there was one other one, she said. It was like, it's Ultron. So it's Jarvis, Ultron, Tony, and Bruce all wrapped up as one person.
Yeah. So you would think there's got to be some kind of backup that was somewhere. But I mean, Paul Bettany's fantastic in this.
Acting wise, it's been a home run the whole time. And the last one that actually off of this little thing is, where and who is Agnes's husband Ralph?
Oh, I think that's just the
just a guy.
No, I think that's just the sitcom trope of
gotcha.
Right, that was always the nosy neighbor that you never saw the husband.
Yep.
Because she was gal pals.
Yeah.
With Donna Reed or Lucy, you saw was it Stan Ethel, right? Stan. Yep. You saw Stan. Somebody saw Ethel a whole lot more, and she'd bitch about Stan, and then you finally meet Stan.
The only other thing I have aside from that, I mean, I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing how they build it. I think it's going to be a good stepping off point once they get to the meat of it. You definitely have to stick with it until I would say at least 3 or 4 episodes.
I feel like it's going to be a great binge show once it's all out.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't know if it's designed for this kind of consumption.
Right.
Because, like I said, it's for the faithful to Marvel, sure. But there's a lot of people that have seen all the Marvel movies that aren't Marvel diehards. You know what I mean? Like I said, like my wife's seen all the movies, but she watched this. She's like, I don't think I like this. I'm like, well, it's not great. I'll give it to you, but
aesthetically,
we'll see what happens.
Aesthetically,
look, it hit all the points it was trying to hit, but
sure,
we don't watch Nick at Night. I watched it when I was a kid because I got 6 channels.
Right. So the only other thing I really have is a little list of all the movies and TV shows coming to Amazon in 2021. If you want to do that, or it's up to you.
We can do some. I mean, it's a substantial list, I would think.
Nah, it's not as big as you think, and probably some of this I can just blow right through. Back to the Rafters.
I don't know what that is.
Picks up on the events of Packed to the Rafters, an Australian TV series that aired from 2008 to 13. Sounds fun. Bingo will be part of the Welcome to the Blumhouse collection.
Okay.
Not sure what that is. Black as Night also is the same thing. Not sure what that is either.
Well, I mean, I dig Blumhouse.
Yeah, Black as Night centers on a teenage girl who spends the summer battling vampires in New Orleans. Abigail, Keith David, Fabrizio Guido. And it was written by one of the guys that was involved with Shameless. So, and that's something, right? Invincible is a cartoon.
So Invincible is Robert Kirkman's other big property that he's written for the last 20 years.
Yep.
Besides Walking Dead. It's animated.
Yep.
It's got a big chunk of the Walking Dead voice cast.
J.K. Simmons, Mark Hamill, Seth Rogen, Jillian Jacobs, John Hamm, Mahershala Ali,
Mahershala.
Yep, him too. Zazie Beetz, Sandra Oh, Zachary Quino, and Jason Mantzoukas. Ooh, I got that one.
Wow, look at you. Yeah. That's an impressive.
Great cast.
They'd be even better if they were all in person. But I mean, I'll take the. See what happens with the animated version.
Louis Wayne, an artist who began drawing anthropomorphized cats during the late 18th century.
Okay.
It's Benedict Cumberbatch with Claire Foy. Does not sound like something I'm going to watch.
No, I need Cumberbatch to go back and just do more Sherlock and.
Yeah. Madre is another Welcome to the Blumhouse release.
Sounds like a Welcome to the Bloodhouse.
Yep. Takes place in the 70s, follows a Mexican-American couple who moves to California farming community. Stars, I'm not sure.
Horror ensues. Got it.
Yeah. One Night in Miami. That's out.
That's
now,
out.
I think.
Yeah.
I actually kind of want to see that.
It's supposed to be great.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the cast. Narcos versus Zombies.
That really is what it's called?
It's a Mexican horror series, Narcos versus Zombies. Stars Sergio Perez Mencheta. He was in
Not Pedro Pascal?
Blood. Nope. As drug trafficker Alonso Marroquin, who discovers the U.S. soldiers have transformed into zombies after a test experiment gone wrong. Huh.
They've done a few zombie things. There's the one that I kept meaning to watch with Lupita Nyong'o that I didn't watch. It's like Camp Happy or something like that.
Yeah, can't do it. Can't do zombies. Run, Sweetheart, Run stars Ella Ballingsha as a single mother who experiences a blind date gone horribly wrong. Game of Thrones actor Pilo Asbeck as the central villain from Game of Thrones. He was the bad Greyjoy. Euron. Yeah. Also with Clark Gregg, Amal Amin, and Deo. God, I cannot pronounce any of these names.
I might go for that. I mean, I like Clark Gregg. I'll give him a shot.
Yeah. Tell Me Your Secrets follows three main characters with troubled pasts: Lily Rabe, Hamish Linkletter, and Enrique Murciano. That doesn't look fun.
Any of the things coming out have names you can pronounce? We can skip to those.
How about
any
Lord
of them?
The Rings?
Oh, this is going to go poorly.
I'm not pronouncing any of the names. Google Lord of the Rings, Amazon Prime 2021. How's that? This prequel takes place thousands of years before the movies. How's that?
Right. This is the beginning of. If you ever read the books,
right.
The beginning of the Lord of the Rings, the entire first part, which is why I never made it through the book, is like the Bible with the so and so begat so and so begat so and so. So we're at one of those so and so's.
This is all the so and yes, this is part of the so and so.
Yeah. Which I never read the books, but I did write a term paper on them in high school.
Oh, interesting.
On the parallels between Frodo's journey and Jesus's journey in the Bible.
Oh.
Because Tolkien's actually like a devout Christian.
Oh.
And wrote a lot of biblical symbolism into his books.
That would explain a lot then. Yeah. The Mad Woman's Ball.
Oh, that.
No.
Is that dirtier than it sounds, or is it?
No. It's a thriller. It's a French movie for Amazon Prime. The Manor is another Welcome to Blumhouse. Follows a woman who moves into a nursing home and believes that a supernatural force looms within the building.
I feel like your list is missing stuff, though, because we don't have Coming to America.
Not yet. Barbara Hershey, Bruce Davison, Stacey Travis, all names I can pronounce. This is just Amazon. This isn't all of. The Map of Tiny Perfect Things.
Wait, so where are we at? Are we still in January?
No, this is just all of 2021. The Underground Railroad. I'm skipping through these fast. The Voyeurs.
That's going
Voyage
to be
follows a couple who
disappointing.
move into their dream apartment and find trouble upon trying to befriend their attractive neighbors.
Sounds like it's going to be disappointing.
Without Remorse is a Michael B. Jordan. Oh, wait. I didn't know that's what this was. Okay, now I'm excited. Without Remorse stars Michael B. Jordan as John Clark. This is a Tom Clancy thing. John Clark was involved with Jack Ryan a lot.
Okay.
And for Michael B. Jordan to be playing this is a definite twist on the character because he was older in the Clancy novels. He's a Vietnam War vet. Great series. Like, great
so do you
books.
do you think we're getting a Jack Ryan season 3 before that?
It doesn't say. It's definitely a Jack Ryan spin-off series. So it's going to have the action thriller is directed by Stefano Solima.
Does it say it's a movie or a series?
It's a series.
Okay.
John Clark is a U.S. Navy SEAL who uncovers a conspiracy while trying to solve his wife's murder. So they're actually going to do his actual origin story, which is set way before John Ryan.
And then you do a crossover.
You possibly could, but you have to be much older.
Well,
the
you
novel
don't
was
have
written,
to be, right?
Right. Well, the novel was written in 1993. So,
I mean, have you ever read the books that show Shooter was based on with Ryan Phillippe? The books are fantastic.
The show wasn't that bad.
But the books are it's based around a Vietnam vet.
Gotcha.
And it's like they were great, and they actually even have prequels that go into his dad that are based like in Havana back in like the 40s and 50s,
right?
And his grandfather, who was like a shit dude. They're so good. I haven't read them in 15 years, but
Jamie Bell will be in this.
Oh yeah, the guy who married Kate Mara.
Yeah, Jodie Turner-Smith and Luke Mitchell. And then it runs down a list of other movies and stuff, and nowhere on that list do I see Coming to America 2. Is that going to Amazon?
Yeah, they bought it.
Oh, cool.
They ran the trailer for it back in December.
Oh, all right. I remember the trailer because I enjoyed the trailer.
They have a couple things they bought, I thought.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. It's all going dark.
There we go.
Oh, no. Oh.
No.
Oh, well, they still think it's WandaVision spoilers. That's why.
Oh, yeah. No, it's not WandaVision spoilers. But anyway, that's it. That's all I had. That's all I got.
Cool.
I got nothing else for you. There was a bunch of Spider-Man stuff, but I'm going to save that to next week. Since we won't have 2 WandaVision shows, we'll just have one. And then there's a whole bunch of Spider-Man stuff that's slowly being leaked out.
And Batwoman. Don't forget another episode of Batwoman.
Is there anything else starting?
No, never. There's never going to be another show that starts. Disney Plus has something else starting soon, but I don't know.
They do?
They might. I would recommend We Can Be Heroes, though, to anybody still watching or listening. It was a lot of fun.
That I'll give that a shot. Also, for those that care, Ana de Armas and Ben Affleck did break up.
Oh, is he going to get back with Jennifer?
I don't know.
I mean, as long as she doesn't continue to shit on his relationship with Kevin Smith, I'm good.
Yeah.
With them getting back together.
Yeah.
Because she seemed to be good for him.
Next week, we will have an update on the Ben Affleck romance situation.
That's good.
Maybe
he'll get with Lauren Graham and we can tie him into the Gilmore.
Thank you, everyone, for dropping in on the first of the new show. The podcast is going to take probably another week or 2 before it's actually up because I have to resubmit this as a new show to Apple. We're not going to do it under the same name. We're going to make this off on its own.
And hey, I just if you want to see where I'm going to be at, which hopefully will be more places soon, you can go to jackkidmusic.com, and I'll have all of my podcast links that I do and any shows coming up in live streams, and that will all be on there. But that'll link to all of my my places. So it's your view is very important, Matt.
Your view is very important.
Everybody's view is very important. We appreciate everybody for taking the trip with us.
We do. We do have a Twitter and Instagram that actually work. It is all Geek Spot News. If you Google that, plug it into your Instagram or your Twitter. The Nerd Revolution Radio Twitter just basically was changed over, as was the Twitter page. So
that sounds way easier to get to than nerd_rev_o.
It's still there's still dots because Twitter's weird with their names. So the Twitter handle's like geek.spot.news.
It's fine.
Still much easier.
Underscore. No, just kidding.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you all. I'm going to go watch the Flyers. I missed the first period. So I'm going to go watch the Flyers play Buffalo. And this will be up at, as soon as I can get it through Apple, unless we decide to just put it under the other banner. I'm not sure yet. Thank you everyone for listening, and I'll talk to you later. How do I never
see you?
Listen to the cool new song. Oh yeah, we had a cool new intro song. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, and yeah, thanks to the Turnstiles, aka
yes,
for providing the song. It's a song called "Just My Luck." You can find it on Spotify and Amazon and Apple, all those places.
Yes. Do we know anybody that played on that song?
Yeah. Yours truly is on that song.
Little bass action.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll mention that the kickoff of the next show.
Yes, we will. Bad Frank. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Wait, stop live stream.